Good evening, everyone. Good evening and Jai Hind. I welcome you all to this session. I welcome everyone to this platform of Khan Global Studies. And today we are starting a very unique initiative, and that is of answer writing. Many of you were demanding about this, that some of you have completed your foundation course also. Some of you are in the middle of it. And many of you might have also appeared for the mains examination, might have attended interviews as well. But in all the students, there is one common thing, and that is how to write a good answer in the mains examination. So for this very thing, we have started this unique program of live answer writing sessions. In these sessions, what we are going to do is, we are going to understand how to write a good answer for the UPSC examination, and we are also going to practice a lot through these sessions. We will be practicing also, we will try to understand the questions also and understand the techniques of writing a very good answer. So with this aim, we are starting this answer writing initiative. Okay. So good evening everyone, and welcome again to this session of answer writing. We are starting today with this session, and what we are going to do today, that we are going to understand the basics of answer writing. That in today's session, what we are going to do is, we will try to understand that what are the basics of this answer writing. Okay. So that will be about today. What are the basics of answer writing, or even the mains examination? That is something which we are going to start with. And in upcoming sessions also, like today, what we will try to do, today we will try to understand about the basics of this answer writing. In today's session, in the first session, we will try to understand the basics of this mains examination and basics of this answer writing. In the upcoming sessions also, like we have a plan for this entire answer writing session. In the upcoming session, what we are going to do, like today we will try to understand what is there in mains examination, how the questions are framed. We will also see about introduction, main body, conclusion and everything. We will talk about this, whether you have to write in paragraph manner or you have to write in point wise manner. What are the X factors which are there, which you have to consider while writing the answer. So that is something about the basics about mains exam that we are going to cover in today's session. In upcoming session also, like in the second session, that is tomorrow, we will try to understand about the directives. We will understand some of the directives today, like elaborate, explain, examine, etc. So we will try to understand some keywords or directives in today's session, and the remaining one, we will also try to cover that in tomorrow's session. The third session will focus on improving the introduction and conclusion part. The third session will focus on improving the introduction and conclusion part. And in the fourth session, we will talk about the X factors which fetches you good marks in the examination, which gives you the good marks. Like some of you are having this difficulty where to use the diagram, where to use the map, where to make the flow charts, or how we can integrate that. So this X factor is something which we are going to also see in the upcoming fourth session. Then we will also talk about one very important aspect that many of you are facing, how to write the answers within the stipulated word limit. Within that word limit of 150 words or 250 words. That is again something which we are going to do in the fifth session. And so on, like in the upcoming sessions also, we will try to work on each and every angle of this answer writing. So by attending these sessions, you can be very much sure about writing a very good answer. You can become confident over your writing skill, and then you won't have to worry about whether my answers are good or not. You will have to do one simple thing: collect the content, practice the questions, and practice as much you can. In these sessions, we will also be doing the practice. Along with this, in all these sessions, we will be doing the practice. Like how these sessions will go, we will first talk about some aspects of answer writing, and then we will provide you two questions also. We will provide you two questions as well, which you can use for improving your answer writing skill. And next day, in the next day, we will also discuss the model answer of those questions, plus some of the best copies. I will try to show it here on the board so that you can also learn from each other. There will be a sense of competition also among yourself, that how you can improve that answer writing. So this is one initiative which we have started. You know that it is available in both the mediums, English medium as well as Hindi medium. So you have the timeline of that also. In 3 sessions of Hindi medium is also going on through KGS app also and YouTube channel also. And here in these sessions, we are going to focus exclusively on English medium. So this is what we are going to do in upcoming sessions. This is what we are going to do in upcoming sessions. This is how we plan to improve the answer writing skills of the students. Okay. So this is one thing which we are talking. I think you all have got the app link is also, and you have got it on YouTube also. So it will be available for everyone. In the app also, you have this course. You can get it for free. This is free for everyone. So you can get it through the app also, or you can watch it on the YouTube as well. So it is going to be available in both the medium. Okay. Now see, this is one part that what we are going to do in the upcoming sessions. But what about today? What we are going to look into in the present session? In this session, what we are going to do? Today we are going to focus on this part, understanding the basics about the mains examination. So let us start with this. Can you tell me, like many of you have appeared in the mains exam also. So can you tell me what is the marks in the mains examination? How much is the total marks for the mains examination? How much is the total marks for the mains examination? Can you tell me that? Anyone? So can you tell me this part? Some of the students are saying 2000, some are saying 1750 also. So what is the total marks in the mains examination? $1750. Okay. So see, when we are talking about the mains examination, when we are talking about this mains examination, what you see that, of course, the counting is of 1750 marks, but plus there is 600 also. Okay. Counting is of 1750 marks plus 600 also. That is for the language paper. The language paper is also there of 300 marks each. So there you have 2 language paper, one English and any of the other language which you have chosen. So you can choose one language as English and any other language which you want to opt there. So 2 language papers are also there. Okay. So that is of 600 marks, but this is only qualifying. This is only something which is qualifying. This is the qualifying paper. So of course you have to qualify under this. You have to qualify, you have to pass this examination, you have to score that 30% in these papers also, in language paper also. Okay. One will be English and one will be any other language of your choice. Okay. So that is 600 marks, but it is not counted in your selection. In this, what we get that 1750 marks is there, which is counted in your selection. There you will find that you have a essay paper of 250 marks. Then you will have the 4 GS papers the 4 GS papers having this 250 marks. So it is 250 plus 1000 and plus you have 500 marks over here also. So in total you are having 1750 marks for this mains examination. So that is 1750 marks. This is what you are fighting for. This is the one where you will, this is the one which is going to decide your rank also, your selection also. This is something which will decide the rank and selection. It will decide your rank plus selection. Okay. First thing is, if you have qualified, you will go to the interview level. Once you are reaching there in interview level also, you know that the marks which you have got here, it is going to be a deciding factor. It is going to be a decisive factor in your rank also. Whether you want to become IAS, IPS, IRS or any services, IFS also. So in the Indian Foreign Services as well, or any service which you want to pick, you have to work here. You have to work for these 1750 marks. You have to work for this. Okay. Now, if we talk about these papers, individually, you can see that we have an essay paper of 250 marks. We have got this essay paper of 250 marks, and here you will find that on one portion you have some GS related topics or general topics or topics with respect to current affairs. So there is one section having around 4 questions where you have to get like 4 topics will be there, somewhat related to GS section or current affairs. That is the nature of it. There will be 4 topics on this side also, and it will be philosophical essays. It will be philosophical essays. You will be given some quotations. You will be given some quotations over there, and you have to write answer from that. You have to choose 1 from here and 1 from here. You have to write 2 essays from these 8 options. You have to pick 1 from this portion, 1 from here. You cannot choose 2 from this philosophical essay or 2 from this GS essay. You have to choose 1 from each of them, and then you have to write it. The word limit is roughly around 1000 to 1200 words. That is roughly around, this is the word limit in which you have to write the essay. One essay of 1000 to 1250 words, another essay of also around 1000 to 1250 words. This is one of the very scoring subject. This is one such part of your examination where you can aim for 150 marks also. This is one part where you can aim for 150 marks also, even more than that. So this is one scoring subject. Normally people get 100, 110 easily. But see, if you are able to get plus 40 marks, if you are scoring near 150, this is going to decide your rank. This is going to decide your selection also. So this is going to be one of the deciding factor in your selection in the examination. Then the second part, the GS papers. The second part is the GS papers, the core of your examination, the core papers for which you will be studying. There will be the core papers. These will be the core papers. Here what you will get that you will have in these three you will have 20 questions. We will come to that. Let us see the subject list first, then we will come to the questions also. Okay. In the first paper, you will have history. You will have history. History here, although generally people say that it is modern history, but see, there is one single thing about UPSC. It can ask you from ancient also, it can ask you from medieval also, it can ask you from modern India also. Of course, what has been seen that, and even world history, they can ask you from world history also. But what has been seen that as a trend, many of the questions are coming from modern India or ancient India, and then after you have also one section, art and culture. Okay, art and culture. So what you will find there, that majority of the questions might be somewhere around from modern India. then ancient India, then medieval India. There may be 2 questions or 3 questions from art and culture section also. So normally if you look this history and art and culture, if you look at these 2 portions, if you have prepared this area of history plus art and culture, you can be very much sure about near around 8 to 10 questions, sometimes even more than that. Okay, from 8 to 12 questions, that has been the range from these entire sections. 3-4 questions can easily come from modern India, a few questions from ancient India, maybe 1 question from world history, 1 question from medieval. Then after you will have 2-3 questions from art and culture also. So near about 8 to 12 questions can be on the basis of this area. The third important topic here is society. Nowadays, what we are seeing that the number of questions in society is also increasing. It is also increasing. Sometimes you can have 3 questions, 4 questions quite easily from the society portion. So that is the part society where again you are getting some around 3-4 questions continuously from this section. Okay. And then another major subject here is geography. Okay. Geography. This is also one section. This is also one section where you get near around 5 questions for sure. 5 questions, 6 questions, that is the average trend for geography. They generally ask 1 or 2 questions as 10 markers and 2 or 3 questions as 15 markers also. So mark wise also, this is going to be a significant subject, that is geography. Now see, this is one part which has still remained largely static. Although society is having that current or dynamic angle again, but in geography also, 1 question may be somewhat related to dynamic portions, the evolving portions, the current updates. But still, a large number of questions are coming from the static portion. Overall, what you see that in GS paper 1, you are getting around 70 to 80% questions from the static portion, and a few question has also current related dynamics. So this is GS paper 1. In GS paper 2, what you get? You have polity, you have governance, you have also social justice, and then of course the international relations. So this is the main part of your GS paper 2. Here you get polity, governance, social justice, international relations. You will find that polity, it is the major portion. Polity is the major portion. You get around 8 questions from this area. Around 7, 8 questions. Of course, static and current linkage will start from here. Static and current linkage will be there. Some questions on the basis of constitution related things. The static concepts of polity. Other questions on the recent updates, the new laws, the new institutions, their functioning, policies. Here you will find polity and governance combined together, they again account for near about 10 to 12 questions. Near about 10 to 12 questions you can expect from this polity and governance. Then on the basis of social justice also, or health, education related aspects, you get around 3 to 4 questions in the GS paper 2. Okay. Sometimes the question on polity and governance can be more than that also. It can reach even up to 13, 14. Okay. But on an average, 10 to 12 questions from polity, 3-4 questions from social justice, and near about 4 questions also coming from international relations. Nowadays, the questions on IR are also increasing. You might see 5 or 6 questions also coming from this area. So this is the portion GS paper 2, which is like now a mixture of all these 4 subjects, and here again you get 20 questions. The third important paper is paper 3. This is one such paper. You will find not only just those who are giving the mains examination, many of the toppers also, many of the toppers also have struggled in this subject. And in our answer writing sessions, we are going to focus exclusively on these two subjects, paper 2 and paper 3. This is the area where many have struggled, where many of the students, many of the toppers have also struggled in GS paper 3. You can see the vastness of this paper. Here you have economy, agriculture, environment, science tech, disaster management, internal security, and all these papers are there. You will find economy, agriculture, environment, science tech, disaster management, internal security. There is one single thing about this. This is the most dynamic paper of UPSC. This is the most dynamic paper for UPSC. Basically, to say about this paper, all the current affairs which you are reading, all the editorials which you are going through, it has to be about this one. It has to be about this GS paper 3. This is the most dynamic paper of your UPSC examination. Here you get economy, agriculture, environment. Nothing is going to be static here. It is entirely a dynamic paper which is going to fetch you good marks when you work hard for this. It will demand hard work from all of you. It will demand that skill. It will demand that skill and knowledge of writing the answers for this question, for this subject. So this is one of the most dynamic, and yet if you work well, it is one of the most rewarding subject also. It is one of the most rewarding subject also, GS paper 3. Then we have the fourth one, ethics, integrity and aptitude. Like we have this we have this essay paper. In same manner, we have paper 4, ethics, integrity and aptitude. This is one again scoring subject where you can easily get, even if you have done normal preparation, you will find that people get easily 110 marks in this ethics, integrity and aptitude. But if you work better, you can score plus 20 marks quite easily. It can be around 130, 140. You can reach this mark in ethics, integrity and aptitude. And the best part is, you will need half the effort as you do in all other subjects, even less than that. Suppose you are dedicating 200 hours for this GS paper 3, you will need hardly 50 hours for developing that command over GS paper 4. So this is one such subject which can bring you very good marks and can improve your chances of selection. So in our sessions, we are going to cover all the GS paper. We are going to focus on all these aspects from GS paper 1 to GS paper 4. We will discuss about individually about each paper, that what can be the strategy for solving the questions of these papers. That will be our aim through these answer writing sessions. So in short, in our answer writing program, we are going to cover this entire part of answer writing from GS paper 1 to GS paper 3. We will see how to prepare them, how to utilize the skill also, what everything is required. We are going to cover that. Okay. Then now come to one more part, like what is the pattern of the paper? What is the pattern of the paper? So see, in GS paper 1, 2 and 3, what is the marks? The total marks is 250. Can you tell me how many questions are there which are of 10 marks and how many questions are there of 15 marks? There are two types of question. 10 marker and 15 marker. So can you tell me how many questions are 10 marker? We will talk about essay also, Sandeep. Don't worry about it. We will talk about essay as well. Okay. So tell me this part. In this GS paper, how many questions are 10 markers? How many are 15 markers? Okay. That is very much simple. I think many of you know that. 10 questions are coming of 10 marks. So 10 questions are coming of 10 marks, that is 100 marks, and 10 questions of 15 mark, that is 150 marks. How much time you are going to get? You are going to get 3 hours 180 minutes. 180 minutes. So you have to write near about 2500 words here and plus 1500 words here. So in total you have to write 4000 words in 3 hours in 180 minutes. In 180 minutes you have to get this 4000 words. Okay. So it may seem quite easy. It may seem quite easy that you have to write only 4000 words, roughly around 20 to 25 words or 20 to 22 words per minute. In 1 minute you have to write more than 20 words. That is the time limit. So on a normal day it may seem to you that writing 20 words is quite easy. But in the mains examination, suppose if you drop your pen, you won't even have the time to collect your pen and then write answer. You can simply have 2 or 3 pens on your desk. Even if one pen drops, you can start writing with another pen. Okay. So this is one thing. Okay, while we are on this topic of pen, do understand one thing. When you are writing in the mains examination, you cannot carry your pink color pen or purple color pen or red color or yellow color or anything. You have to use one simple ink. And I will advise you all that even when you are writing the answers right now, don't use different colors pen like red pen, pink pen, purple color, any other color. Okay. Use simple one thing, black ball pen. Use one simple thing, black ball pen. Use it to write your answer. You won't need any other thing. You have to write your answer using the black ball pen. No pencils, no other color, nothing at all. Not even for heading, not even for drawing the lines, not for anything. You have to make use of one pen only, that is black ball pen. Okay. So this is one thing, black ball pen. You won't be even using the gel pen there. Use the black ball pen. The thing is, if you are using the gel pen, you won't have that much time, and it may happen that the gel pen might cause this problem that the words may stick or all other things can be there. It may leak also. It can cause problem for you. So if you have to seriously prepare for the exam, use this black ball pen. Okay. It is there for prelims also. It is there for mains also. Black ball pen. As simple as that. One simple thing. Black ball pen. This is what I also expect from you, that when you are going to write the answers under this program, you will be using the same thing, black ball pen. Okay. So do this one simple thing, do this one single thing, and you can easily write the answers. Now, coming to the next part, okay. There is also a GS paper 4. And in GS paper 4, you have different pattern of question. You will find that it is having two sections, section A and section B. So section A is somewhat theoretical part. Section A is somewhat theoretical part, although even in the present times, what we see that it is also becoming dynamic in nature. It is also becoming dynamic in nature. But it is somewhat theoretical part still today. Like 1 or 2 questions may be based on theories, 1 or 2 questions may be on the basis of the different terms or terminologies related to ethics. Like they can ask you about probity, integrity, honesty, transparency, etc. So that is one thing. Like you get around 6 questions, and within the 6 questions you have like option A, option B, option C. So on an average, if you see effectively, there are 13 questions of 10 marks. On an average, sometimes it can be a little bit less or a little bit more. But on an average, there are 13 questions of 10 marks, roughly for 130 marks. It can vary by plus minus 10. It can vary by plus minus 10 according to different year. And then you get 6 questions again of 20 marks, roughly this one, 6 into 10, sorry, 6 into 20, that is 120 marks, roughly around this. Sometimes you will find that there are questions of 25 marks also, okay, or there can be questions of simply 20 markers and 6 questions can be there. Okay. So this is the part of your case study. Or you can also see there are certain applied questions that in this situation, what will be your response and other things. So this is one part where you get 12 questions, but within 12 questions, you find multiple other questions also. Here again, you have to use 250 words in total, and here you have to use 150 words. So that is, in this section, what you will find that you have to write a little bit less. Okay, like here you have to write something around 1500 words, and on this side also you have got like 1500 and plus 300, 450. Okay. So this is one paper where you have to write almost 500 less words, 500, 550 less number of words as compared to GS papers. So this is a bit relaxing paper, but yes, you have to think a lot. You have to devise your answer in the examination itself. You have to formulate that answer in the examination itself. So here you will find in GS paper, we are having this GS paper 4. Here there will be some questions related to your theories also. Some questions on the basis of quotations also. It is becoming dynamic. And then here on this side, you will have some case studies as well. In our sessions, we will be covering different case studies and these questions also from time to time. Okay. So I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear that what are the different papers and how we have to approach them. I hope this part is clear to everyone. How much time should be devoted to both parts of ethics? We will talk about this. Sheetal, we will have like separate discussion on this ethics paper itself, that how much time you can devote here. See, you cannot leave any question in ethics. You cannot leave any question in ethics. The thing is, if you are getting 13 questions, so on an average, multiply it with 7 minutes or 8 minutes or 7.5. Okay. So here what you will get, near about 90 minutes. Near about 90 minutes, that is what you can spend on this part. 90 to 95 minutes. Okay. And here 85 to 90 minutes, that is what you get for these questions. All on an average, this is the time which you can spend here. Okay. 10 markers question has to be written within 7 to 7.5 minutes. Okay. And then you have these 20 markers question here, 20 into 6. You can devote near about 13 minutes also, or 12 to 14 minutes on this section. So for being on the safe side, try to write a case study within 13 to 14 minutes. To be on the safe side, you can practice that. I hope it is clear. Okay. Now, let's come to the next part. Let's start about the basics of answer writing. Let's start this portion. Now we have discussed that what are the different portions of mains examination, what are the different angles of it. Now let's focus on learning some skills today, and we will continue that in the upcoming sessions also. So let's talk about this. See, the first thing first, when we are talking about answer writing, there is one first thing, and the first thing is identification of demand. Identification of demand. That is the first thing which you have to do. Identifying the demand of the question, that is the first task of yours. And I will give you some examples over here. Just see this question. It is from 2024 UPSC mains. See this question. The question says, the Citizen Charter has been a landmark initiative in ensuring citizen-centric administration, but it is yet to reach its full potential. Identify the factors hindering the realization of its promise and suggest measures to overcome them. Okay. There is a very simple question. The question says, the Citizen Charter has been a landmark initiative in ensuring citizen-centric administration, but it is yet to reach its full potential. Identify the factors hindering the realization of its promise and suggest measures to overcome them. Now, if we have to answer this question, I am not asking for the exact words or exact points which you will write. I am just asking you one thing. See this question and tell me what will be the different dimensions which you are going to cover in the answer. In the introduction, what you will focus on. After that, in the main body, what will be the main things which you will be writing about? Tell me about this one. For English students, the question has not been uploaded yet. It will be uploaded after this session. After this session, I will give you the question here itself, and then you will get this option. I will tell you how to upload the answers also. So wait for it. Just focus on the mains writing part. I will tell you all these things, that how you can upload the answers, where you can upload the answers, everything. So don't worry about this. For the present time, see this question and tell me one thing. What will be the different dimensions which you are going to cover here? Tell me this part. So what you will write? What is Citizen Charter? Okay. Okay, we'll mention about the situation. Intro about charter and its purpose, body, factors of not achieving the full potential, conclusion, suggestion. Okay. Firstly, introduce the Citizen Charter, then some feature in body with some factors, why it is lagging, and measures. Summarize in conclusion. Okay. Now see here. This is what I want to tell you, that how they give the trap in the questions. See the question once again clearly. Yes, many of you have written the answer like what will be the approach, how we will be approaching it. Many of you have written that. Now see the question again. The question says, the Citizen Charter has been a landmark initiative in ensuring citizen-centric administration, but it is yet to reach its full potential. After that, you will find that there is no such keyword. There is no such keyword which is mentioned here. They are not saying discuss this, comment upon this, critically analyze this, nothing at all. The question starts from here. This is not the question. This is the context of the question. The question is not here. The question starts after this. The question is simply identify the factors hindering the realization of its promise and suggest measures to overcome them. So in your question, there is two demands. First, identify the factors impacting the realization of Citizen Charter. Second thing, suggest measures to overcome them. So this will not come in, this suggestion will not come in conclusion. It will become a part of your main body of answer. So first thing is, of course, in the introduction, of course, you can define what is this Citizen Charter. You can mention about the Citizen Charter. Okay. But then you don't have to go in detail of writing the functions of it. You don't have to write the functions of it because it is not the demand of the question. But still, if you want to add a context, first you can have simply mentioned what is Citizen Charter in the introduction, and you don't have to write anything in written after that. If you want to still add the features of Citizen Charter, what you can do, you can make a flow chart or a diagram. You can make a flow chart or a diagram showing its feature. but don't waste your words over there. Don't waste your words over there that these are the features of citizen charter, point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Just make a flow chart and show it what are the features of this citizen charter. The third thing which you have to do here is now identify the factors. This is the first demand, identification of factors. The factors hindering the realization. Here you can give 4-5 points which you have got for citizen charter. This is one thing which you can mention here. Once you have mentioned it, the next important part of the question is suggest measures. So again, the second thing which you can do is suggestion. So it will come under your main body. These three things have come under your main body. Flowchart of that features which you want to write. Don't waste your word over there. Save your words for identifying the factors. It is simply saying, see, it is not saying you to explain it. It is simply saying you identify. It is not asking you to explain or discuss or go in detail of this. No, identify the factors. And see, the word is factors. So you have to focus on as many factors as you can accumulate over there, as many factors as you can point out there. So identify the factors, not go in detail of it. Then after, suggest measures to overcome them. And now see this part. This is very important part. First thing is identify the factor. Second is saying measures to overcome them. It means there must be a connection between the factors which you have identified and the suggestions which you are offering. So it's not like you have given some factors here and you are writing something else in the suggestion. No, you have to give suggestions for overcoming these factors only. So read the question clearly, identify the factors and suggest measure to overcome those factors. This is what you have to do in the main body part. And when we come to conclusion, what you can put here, what will make your conclusion different from others? Many of the people would simply summarize this. Many of the people will simply summarize this. What is your duty? When you are reading about the citizen charter in your preparation phase, collect some examples, collect some recent schemes or recent initiatives of the government. Focus on this, like mention about some recent initiatives. Mention about some recent initiatives that what has been done by the government for improving these things or for overcoming the challenges of citizen charter. Okay. This is one thing which you have to do in the conclusion part. So I hope this is clear that what or in what manner you have to write the question. The first thing is identify the demand. I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear that what you have to do in case of identification of question. How you have to identify. Is that clear? See, you have already given the suggestion. You have already given the suggestion, so you don't have to give way forward here. Varsha, you have already given the suggestion, so you don't have to give the way forward here. Okay. So this is first part. See, suggestion is like once you have highlighted some problem, if the question is asking specifically about suggestion, you mention that in the main body. You mention that in the main body. And here in the conclusion, you don't have to mention any way forward. You have to mention that, okay, this is the summary of it, what we have seen. Or if citizen charter is enforced properly, it will bring better service delivery, more trust in governance, etc., etc. And recently, the government has taken these steps, which are the right step in this direction. Okay. The government has taken these initiatives, which are the right step in this direction. So in that manner, you can end it. Here you have already given the suggestion, so you don't have to give the suggestion twice. Whatever suggestion is there, you have already given that as part of your main body. Understand one very crucial part of it. Introduction and conclusion are simply like the cherry on the top of the dishes. It is not the main dish. That on the cherry on the top of things or the dishes, that is not the main thing. The dish is the main thing. And when they have asked about this, that you have to suggest measures in the question itself, you have to do it in main body. You cannot leave it for the conclusion. Conclusion is just a superficial part of the answer. It helps you in fetching a few marks, not the entire marks. So this is what you have to do in those questions, whether when they have asked it in the question. This is one part which you have to do. Okay, I will give you one more question. See this question, third one. The question is, terrorism has become a significant threat to global peace and security. The question is, terrorism has become a significant threat to global peace and security. Evaluate the effectiveness of United Nations Security Council, Counter-Terrorism Committee, and its associated bodies in addressing and mitigating this threat at international level. Now see this question. Read the question quite much carefully. It is not any other question. It is not the question of your graduation exam. It is not the question of any other examination. Each word, each part of it matters. So read this question quite carefully. Question says, I am repeating again, terrorism has become a significant threat to global peace and security. Evaluate the effectiveness of United Nations Security Council, Counter-Terrorism Committee, and its associated bodies in addressing and mitigating this threat at the international level. Answer in 250 words. So what would be your introduction? What would be included in your main body? And what would be there in your conclusion? Don't give me the exact words or exact things. I know that many of you might not have read about this topic. Just tell me what can be the possible dimensions. I am not asking you the answer. I am asking you what will be the dimensions of this answer. About terrorism intro, okay? What you will do in introduction? Will you define terrorism? So tell me about this one, that in this question, what will be your approach? In this question, what will be your approach? Tell me about this one, that here we are talking about this one question. Here we are talking about this one question about terrorism. Some of you are saying we'll define UN bodies. You will never have to do that. Okay, introduction about UN CTC and its main provisions, body, how it is effective. Now see, so I know this is a difficult one. How terrorists affect security and UN CTC. Okay, now see, in the introduction, there are different options which you can use here. There is not one introduction. There can be multiple introduction for this question. There can be multiple introduction for this question. One can be some facts. One can be some facts about terrorism. One can be some facts about terrorism. It is not saying like that define terrorism. No, don't go for definition of terrorism. If you have reached to the level of mains examination, they already know that you know about terrorism. It is not expected from you that when you are writing in the mains examination, you will define what is terrorism. No, you are one of the elite section of India. If you are appearing for this exam, you are that elite minds of India. So it is not expected from you to just give the definition. Write some facts write some data, you can give some example. You can give some example of recent case. That is something which you can do. Okay. So this is one thing, some facts about terrorism. It is one thing which you can mention over there. Okay. Second thing is, you can also mention about this organization, the CTC, UNSC CTC. You can mention about this organization also. That is again something which you can do. So these are some of the possible options. These are some of the possible options which you can try in the introduction. I will say that go for this one. I will suggest you go for this one. Some facts about terrorism. They have mentioned a line in the context. So there should be something about that one. They have mentioned a line in the context. So you can mention something about that in the introduction itself. Okay. Then in the main body, what you can do? In the main body, now you can do it in a very structural manner. If you have suppose chosen this portion, some facts or some examples about terrorism, now in the main body, you can organize it in a very good manner. First, you can talk about CTC and its bodies. Okay. That is first, its structural part. You have to evaluate. So you have to give that what it has been able to achieve and what are its limitations. So first you will talk about CTC and its bodies. Maybe you can use flow charts or diagrams to represent it. Even no such need of telling in detail, just a few liners or diagrammatic representation will be sufficient. Then after that, you can talk about its achievements. You can talk about its achievements, that how far it has been able to curb down the terrorism attacks or terrorist attacks across the world. What has been its achievements? That is one thing which you have to define here. Then the second part is limitations. Mention about the second part, limitations. It is required by the answer to mention about the limitations. It is required by this part to mention about the limitations. So once you have done, this is the core part of demand. This is the core part of demand of your question. Once you have done this, now you just need to have some like betterment of your answer. The core part is addressed till this answer, till this point. But see, there is a moral like obligation in you. There is a moral obligation on you that once you have mentioned the limitations, you have to also give some solution. If you are lacking the word over there, again make use of flowchart. If you are lacking the word, make use of flowchart, but write about solution. It doesn't have to be full-fledged solution or writing in detail. Just the keywords will also be sufficient here, since this is an additional part. So you can also make use of some flowcharts, some diagrams to represent it. Okay. Then after this, now comes the conclusion part. Okay. So see, you have to use this part very much cleverly. Okay. This question is asking about evaluate. So yes, you will have to give your opinion at the end of it. You will have to give your opinion whether it has been successful or not. If you think that it is not successful, you should not mention that it is useless. You cannot mention there that it is useless. What you can do is, you can mention here that it has got limited success. You can, if you are going for negative one, you can go for it has got limited success. So that is one part of your opinion. Okay. In the conclusion, the first part will be your opinion. Now, here you have mentioned the solution already. So now, what will make your answer stand apart from others is your cleverness here. The question is not asking about India. But if you add any India specific thing with respect to terrorism, that what India has been saying, about terrorism control, if you can add one single line here, that will enhance your answer. And when the examiner is checking your copy, he will give you at least 1 marks extra or maybe half marks extra for that one single line. Mention something with respect to India. You will definitely get minimum 0.5 marks extra. And you know that value of 0.5 marks in UPSC examination. 20 questions into 0.5 is equal to 10 marks. 20 questions into 0.5 marks is equal to 10 marks, and that decides the rank. That 10 marks is sufficient enough to decide your rank. Okay. So here what you can do is add 1 point about India and you will get some extra marks. I hope this is clear. It is not about challenges. See the question. Evaluate the effectiveness. It is not asking whether this body is good or bad. It is asking what has been its achievements, what has been its limitation. So focus on demand of question, not what you know. We know a lot of things, but we don't have to answer all that. We know a lot of things about many topics, but in the UPSC examination, where you have to confine yourself, you have to answer only that part which is being asked in the examination. Don't add anything extra from your side. That extra may be for next time when you are writing the examination, or next time when you are, maybe you won't need the next time. You can tell others that, okay, these are the challenges also. Okay. I hope this is clear. See, it is evaluate. So if there is a question about evaluate, suppose I give you a copy. To evaluate. Will you say that, like, will you not give me the opinion that whether it is written good or bad? So when anything is for evaluation, it is your duty to give your opinion at the end of it. So you have to give the opinion, and then you can mention that what India has suggested for fight against terrorism. That is one part which you can write at the end of it. I hope it is clear. That what do we mean by this identification of demand. Okay. Now see, so this is one part which we have done in today's session. We have many more things to discuss tomorrow also. We will discuss about the keywords, the directives and all other things. But let's discuss one thing, that how you will be uploading the things, or how we will be uploading the questions. Okay. So what you have to do, like, we will provide questions at 8 p.m. Like right now I will give you the question. It will also be available to you on the application also. Second thing is, you will have to write and upload on the app before 3 p.m. on the next day. So suppose if we are giving you question today, so before 3 p.m. tomorrow, you have to write it and upload it in PDF format. Remember one more thing, you have to compress the file also. So that file size gets reduced. Otherwise, you won't be able to upload the answer. Okay. So you have multiple online compressors also. Compress the file. Many of the students have not been able to upload the answers because the file size was huge. So compress the file using various tools which are available online. Okay, you can simply search for PDF file compression or file compression. You will get many options. You can compress your file using that option. Then we will also display the best copies. We will discuss the model answer and discuss the demand of the answer or demand of the question. That is one thing which we are going to discuss. Okay. Now see, if you look at the complete process, how you have to do, how to upload. First, log in on the app or the website. Second thing is, select my course. you have to select my course option. Then after you will get select UPSC free answer writing batch. Under the my course section, you will get this option UPSC free answer writing batch. Just go and click over that. You will get this option select English answer writing. Okay, you will get this option of English answer writing. Just click over there. Then you will find this answer writing English tag, answer writing English task. Click over there and you will find the questions there. You will find 2 questions over there. Click on each of the questions. Make separate files. Make separate files for each answer. Suppose you are writing 2 answers, so make 2 separate files because you have to upload it separately. Okay. So select the question and you will get a plus sign over there. On the left side, you will get a plus sign over there. Just click over that. You will get the option to choose your files. Just choose your file and select upload. It will come to our portal. Okay. This is the process of uploading it. There is also a video on the application also. In the answer writing course itself, you will find there is a video also which explains how you have to upload the answer. Remember one thing, for this program, you should not be typing the answer there. Rather than that, you have to write it on paper and upload it on the portal. You cannot simply type the answers in the comment box. You have to upload it there. So this is one thing which all of you have to do. I hope this uploading part is clear. Okay, now we have this one thing, the question. The question over here, bring out the constitutional immunities enjoyed by the governor of a state. With the help of example, throw light on common areas of conflict between governor and state government in recent past. So this is one question. Okay. Second question is, what factors led to growth of revolutionary nationalism in India in early 20th century? Second is saying, assess the role of revolutionaries in freedom struggle of India. So this is of 250 marks, 250 words, and this one is of 150 words. Okay. 10 mark, 15 marks. So write this question, upload the answer via the portal, and then we will meet tomorrow at the same time, 7 p.m. on YouTube also, on the app also. And we will discuss the model answer. At the same time, in tomorrow's session, we are going to discuss some more things like what should be the ideal length of introduction, how you have to write the main body, whether you have to write in paragraph or point wise. We will also see about conclusion. We will talk about the directives which are there like evaluate, assess, explain, etc. So we will try to cover those directives also. Okay. So I hope everything is clear. I hope everything is clear. So yes, we are going to cover this in the manner that it will be good for the beginners also, and even those who have written the mains as well. You will find something here. Like in today's question, you can see we have understood how to identify the demand of question. We will see many more such questions to practice this, to understand the directives also, and to write answer in a better manner. Thank you so much everyone. Take care. Good night, and let's meet tomorrow at the same time. Thank you so much. Take care.